Good morning, my beautiful students. I miss you very much. I wanted to go over this Desmos activity so that you could understand it, and if you got the wrong answers, I'd like you to go through it and fix them on your own. So this problem says which genotypes go at the top and the side of this Punnett square. So if you remember from yesterday, we have alleles, right? We usually have we have two from mom and two from dad, and then they combine when they make offspring. So if you have these capital B's right here, that basically means that maybe dad was dominant for brown eyes, which is capital B. Okay. Now, mom could be, since there's all these little b's here, it might mean that mom had blue eyes. So she's recessive, right? Homozygous recessive. Homozygous means same letters, but lowercase, right? But because dad is homozygous dominant, he has two capital alleles. So you see how when they combine, big B, little b, that's big B, little b. It's going to be big B, little b, you're going to see for every single square, right? You're going to see it for all four squares. So these are the possible genotypes. Really, the possible genotypes is really just big B, little b. Big B, and little b. All right? Okay. So, in the next one, it says determine the probability that the cross of the parents will create an offspring with blue eyes. Okay, so blue eyes, we know, is recessive, little b, lowercase. And how many of these squares have blue eyes? So I talked about this yesterday. So this child has blue eyes. This child has blue eyes. So remember how I said that's 2 out of 4. Well, if you take a look, I don't know if I explained this yesterday. Think about this Punnett square as four squares. I like to think about it like a dollar bill. Okay. How many quarters are in a dollar? 4, right? And each quarter is worth how many cents? 25, right? A quarter is 25. So here's how I look at it. Okay. If you have 2 out of 4, how many cents is that? How many is 2 out of 4? How much is 2 quarters? It's what? 50 cents, right? So that's the same as 50%. Saying, you know what? Half of these squares have blue eyes. So that's why this would be 50%. You with me here? 50%. Okay, let's go to the next one. So this one's a little trickier because now we're going to put all of this information together, which is the vocabulary, the Punnett squares, talking about what's dominant, what's recessive, what is homozygous. Homo means same. What is heterozygous? Heterozygous means different. So I'm just going to do one of them, and maybe you can figure out the rest. Let's take a look at the blue eyes. So you have genotype and phenotype. Genotype are the genes, the alleles. Phenotype is the color. Pardon me. So here clearly we have the genotype as big B, but the phenotype, the color, is blue eyes. Now, what do we call that? Are they the same, the letters? They're the same? Remember, same is homo. And are the letters capital or lowercase? They're lowercase, right? So we call this homozygous recessive. Now, this would be done here. Let me show you one that has a Punnett square. So if you remember the example that we just talked about, like this was from number 1. You see the one? Okay. Where you have like the parent that is dominant, homozygous dominant for brown eyes. See this one? Homozygous dominant for brown eyes. And then homozygous recessive for blue eyes. Mom and dad, right? They make 4 brown-eyed kids. Now, those brown-eyed kids, you're going to notice they have brown eyes. But the alleles, are they the same or are they different? They're different, right? So in this case, we call these kids being heterozygous for brown eyes. So in that case, all of the kids have brown eyes, right? All of the kids have brown eyes. So 100% of these kids, phenotypically, which means physically, they have brown eyes. You with me? But the genotype is also what we call heterozygous. Their genes, their alleles. 100% of them are heterozygous, big B, little b. Okay. And 100% of them have brown eyes. So I think the next thing we have to talk about is their parents. Well, looks like their parents, if you take a look at it, one of them is, well, actually, both of them are homozygous. So, but the difference is that one has capital and one has what? Lowercase. So we say one parent is homozygous dominant, that's the brown-eyed, and one parent is homozygous recessive, that's the blue-eyed. So I would let you do the rest of those on your own. Okay, now, let's complete this Punnett square. In this Punnett square, what is the probability of an offspring having brown eyes? All right, so what we do is we combine these. Now, we've seen this so many times. You're having a homozygous dominant, brown-eyed parent with a homozygous recessive blue-eyed parent. All you do is you put the big letter first. So combine the big B and the little b together. Combine the big B and the little b together. You're going to notice in every single one of these squares, what do you have? Big B, little b. Big B, little b, those letters, are they the same or are they different? They're different, right? So how many of them have brown eyes? They're kids. 100%, right? 100% of these kids. 4 out of 4. Okay? 4 out of 4 will have brown eyes. Okay. 4 out of 4 have brown eyes. So we would say 4 out of 4 or 100% have brown eyes. Now the phenotype and the genotype is the same. There. Okay. Now look at this Punnett square real quick. Which percentage of these offspring are likely to have brown eyes? Well, just look at how many boxes have brown eyes. 1, 2, 3. 3 out of what? 3 out of, how many boxes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 out of 4. Think about it. How many quarters make up 3 quarters? 3 quarters is how many cents? How many cents is 3 quarters? It's what? It's 75%, right? Awesome. Okay. 3 out of 4. I love it. Let's do. Okay. So in this one, what's the difference between a genotype and a phenotype? So if you remember, what's a genotype? What's a phenotype? There are things you can see like hair color or height. So the genotypes are the alleles. So genotypes are the alleles. The code for phenotypes, which is the physical expression of the genes. So the genotypes are the genes. The phenotypes are the physical expression. So if you have genes, they're going to code for a particular color. So this gene might code for the green eyes of the bug. Okay. This gene might code for the green eyes of the bug. This genotype, might code for the blue-eyed body of the bug. Let's do one more. Okay, this is review question. Difference between transcription and translation. Basically, we can write that in transcription, DNA makes RNA, and in translation, RNA makes protein. All right, my friends, I love you so much. I want you to use this information to complete and fix your Desmos activity. Okay? I will see you when we get back from spring break. Have an amazing spring break. Be safe. Stay healthy. I love you. If you miss me, please reach out on Instagram at Miss Cotran. All right. See you later.